another video, the T on NPD and relationships. Hello everyone, back with another video. To all of my new family members and new subscribers, hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, listen, y'all, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Family, you know what I'm about to tell y'all about this live stream, y'all. We are building our Thursday night live stream. We're building that back. Matter of fact, we're gonna be live on tonight, getting another video out here for you all. Listen, I want you all to really, if you've never been in the live stream before, why don't you go back and take a look at look at a couple of clips from some previous live streams. Listen, this is where we go from healing to wholeness to boldness. You know, Holy Spirit meets us there. And of course, it's great information, conversation, revelation, you know, you name it. And guess what? You get to be in that environment and in the chat with those that have also experienced the same things that you have. This is a very difficult situation to heal from, and it can be very isolating at times. Why? Because most people don't understand narcissistic abuse. They don't understand when somebody is gaslighting you and lying on you and doing all of these different things. They don't understand that, you know, because a lot of times they haven't come in contact with it. But it is very helpful. It's very validating when you can actually be around people that have actually walked in your shoes. They understand it. They know you're not crazy. They know that, okay, yeah, this happened and it happened to them too. So what we like to cover those topics that get to the meat of the matter, that talk about the traumas that we may have experienced that need to be addressed, and the information that needs to a lot of times be expressed by you. You know, get that stuff out of you. You know, that's why these I have the different coaching programs and mentorship programs that I do. I offer those because I want you to not see this as something that has made you a victim, but has made you a thriver and a survivor. You're smarter now. You've come out of this situation wiser. Okay, so that's what we are talking about in that live stream. And also now y'all know I'm going to ask y'all to hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. I want y'all to hit that like button for me. Okay, the goal of the day is 2.1k plus. Hit it for your girl, y'all. If you love me, hit it. Okay, hit that like button. And last but not least, I want to talk about the book. Listen, get your copy of the book today. It is pinned in the description below. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's a page turner. And if you look at some of the comments on the other videos of people that have actually supported, you know, have gotten a copy of the book, I think that you will really be satisfied with that, the purchase. Listen, if you want to understand how these people get down in situations where they feel like, and not only do they have supply, but they have means, okay, to see how a narcissist with means gets down, and they have these different supplies that they're dealing with. This book is based on a true story. Pick up your copy today. All right, y'all, let's jump into the topic of this video. I want to get into why, or actually I want to answer a question. The question was asked, you know, narcissists are very manipulative individuals. You know, they are very strategic about their abuse. And the question was, is there ever a time where the narcissist can actually be manipulated? Is there ever a time where they are ever vulnerable in the situation? And if so, you know, what does that look like? Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna answer that question. So yeah, it's true. These birds are very manipulative. They don't show any signs of vulnerability most of the time, because narcissists are typically not vulnerable people, and that's because they don't trust. Okay, it's very much linked to their inability to trust others, and it's attached to the traumas that they've been through in their lives that have not yet been addressed, and they don't plan on addressing any of them. Okay, and that's just because that's who they are. You know, they don't feel like they should have to tell anybody or, you know, be accountable for the way that they behave and how they act and all of these different things. They don't feel like they should be accountable for that. They want to remain in a victimhood status, because in the victimhood status, it automatically is supposed to give them entitlements. Okay. But even with that victimhood mentality and that entitlement that ego thinks it has, there is a time that a narcissist can actually be manipulated, and they are vulnerable. Okay. So when is that time? When can you do something to these birds? I mean, they've been clowning on us forever. Okay. There is always a way that they gonna play chess with your life. All right. Remember when you got with the narcissist and they were calling you 24/7? And that bird was on your, I mean, listen, these Chinese crested tearing that phone up. Yeah, they were. They was on your text message. They were on your telephone. Look, they on your phone. They on your email. They on your DMs. Okay, all of that. During this period that I'm talking about, like that initial love bomb future faking situation, this is when you will see a narcissist change for the new supply. Okay. Not only will you see them change, but you will see more of a human aspect of them. Remember, y'all think back. You will see more of a human aspect of them, meaning this: they're open to suggestions. Okay, they can be. They can be open to suggestions. They can be open to doing things a little differently. Whatever it is you want to suggest to them. Now, the only thing that they're really not open to during this point is the word no. Now, as long as you're not using the word no, or you're not showing them resistance during this time, you know, this love bomb future faking time, or what we would call the honeymoon phase of the relationship, long as you don't tell them no, you could just about ask this narcissist to stand on, you know, you could ask them to do some real crazy stuff sometimes. And I'm just talking about within reason that they probably will try to oblige you. Now, that's twofold. Now, I'm going to tell you why it happens like this. Because in this time, not only, see, we don't think about manipulating the narcissist. We most of the time, we are not coming into it for that. We literally think that we found our person. You know, we think that this person is the best thing since sliced bread and everything is going to be wonderful. Okay, that's what we're thinking. But that's not how it's going to be. And that's definitely not how the narcissist is going to look at this situation. But in this instance, right here in this portion or this phase of the manipulationship, the narcissists they're doing things to manipulate your feelings and your emotions. You're not thinking about doing it to them, but if you were to do it, this is going to be the time that they can be manipulated, that they actually become somewhat vulnerable to you. And so this is also the time where if you ask them for assistance in something, because you know narcissists are very selfish, but the ones that do have means, if you ask them for assistance, or you know some of y'all came into the relationship with the narcissist actually providing different things, and you can testify in the comments, right, that it was during this time that you never really had to ask the narcissist for anything. They were showing up with what you needed. You just dropped you just probably made a comment about something that you needed or something that you wanted. Bam, the narcissist showed up with it. There's a dark side to it though. Yeah. So yeah, they did all of that in the beginning because they wanted to secure you. Okay. But what you have to understand about this is, yes, during this time you can manipulate them to a certain degree. You will get that vulnerability. Some of y'all asked them, you know, for different things, or you ran certain situations by them and they were just like, oh, you know, they gave you that fake empathy and everything. Okay. So here's the thing. The more they changed for you, now this is the clincher right here. Yeah. This is a time where they can be manipulated, you know, they can be somewhat vulnerable. But let me tell you about this on the flip side of it. The more you engage with them during this time, the more you asked them for, the more assistance they gave you, the more they had to change or they had to recreate the mask to be with you. Now, I want you to understand, a narcissist doesn't forget the things that they did to secure you as a supply. Okay? So although during this time, they can be manipulated and they can be somewhat vulnerable. If you have ever experienced this and you tried to test it with a narcissist and the narcissist actually did fulfill, quite a few requests that you had, you were doing the same thing with the narcissist. Y'all were kind of going back and forth. I want y'all to drop a comment below. Tell me about what happened when you got to that devaluation stage. Baby. Woo! Let me tell you something. When you got to that devaluation stage and you saw or you begin to think back on how you were able to get things out of them in the beginning and they would somewhat, or you felt like they would listen to you in the beginning, that y'all had a connection, but somehow the connection was lost. No, there was never a connection. No, it was just emotional overload, sensory overload. That's all it was. But in that devaluation stage, every single ounce of fake vulnerability, the way that, they felt like they could have been manipulated in the beginning, they gonna get you in that devaluation stage for the old, the new, the borrowed, and the blue, baby. Oh, yeah, they going in. Oh, they going in. Yes, they are. Because with a narcissist, what happens is once they feel like they have given you more, and they're going to always feel like they have given you more than you've given them, because they're never going to take accountability for the things that they've done. Okay. But when they go back and think about this time where they begin to think, you manipulated me, you used me, you this, and some of them even told you that you used me. I helped you with this. I helped you with that. Now, never mind that you were returning the favor too. Never mind that. They're just going to look at what they did for you. Okay. I'm just talking about, can they be manipulated? Can they be somewhat vulnerable? Yeah. But you better understand that if you engage in that and you ask them for something, even if your intentions was not to be manipulative or anything, you just trying to see what type of relationship y'all gonna have, baby, in that devaluation stage, they gonna get it. They gonna hand everything back to you tenfold that they tried to be, they tried to change to be accommodating in the beginning. Now everything you do is wrong. You wrong. Your whole entire existence, according to these birds, is wrong. You know what I'm saying? All because once they get to that stage, everything that they're going to reflect on when they begin to devalue you is everything that they did in order to secure you. And whatever it was that you asked them for, and whatever it was that they had to do to change to get you, they are going to absolutely make sure that you pay for everything that they ever had to do for you, and then some. Let me tell you something, family. When you're dealing with a person like this, is it even worth it? Yeah, I'm answering the question. Yeah, it's a time where they can be manipulated. They can become somewhat vulnerable. But guess what? It's not even worth it to deal with them, because you're going to pay for all of that. You're going to pay, and you probably didn't even go into it trying to manipulate them or anything. But in a way it is, because people pleasing is manipulation. You see what I'm saying? So in a sense, and that's what I wanted to bring out as well, in a sense, you guys were both, or we were both manipulating the narcissist. They were manipulating us back and forth, all because we didn't understand that people pleasing was a form of pride. And guess what? It is, unfortunately, manipulation. Okay. But it was going back and forth. You were truly vulnerable with the narcissist. The narcissist wasn't vulnerable with you. I mean, it was to a degree, in the beginning, but that door closed real quickly. But I just want you to understand that these things have their consequences when you're dealing with wicked, you know, individuals like narcissists. Okay, they have their consequences. So whenever you see a person that wants to do everything for you, and they, oh, I'm gonna change for you, I'm gonna do all, you better raise a brow or two, because you don't know what that is going to cost you in the end. Okay, because a narcissist is very skilled at making you pay for what they felt like they didn't owe you. Okay, and they gave anyway. All right. So family, listen, I hope this helps. Y'all take really good care of yourselves. All right. And y'all, I will see you all on the next video, fam. I love you all. And I will see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.